This is MNCI concentration and memory training program. This is the main screen where you can log in as a neurofeedback practitioner. Once you've logged in, you can see your patients being sorted by name here. You can register new patients. Okay, you can set dates of birth and gender and decide which function you're going to train with neurofeedback. So right now that's only attention that's implemented, but in the future memory neurofeedback training will be also implemented. Once you've created your patient, you can either start a new session or selecting a given patient. On the previous screen you see here that you get all the medical details of the patients, and you can schedule sessions. So here you see you have the calendar for the month of April, and you see there is one session that's programmed on Tuesday, April 7th at the clinic, and then there is one session on the afternoon of the 15th, and that's happening at home. One session on the Friday 17th afternoon at home, and then a follow-up session probably on the 25th at 6 p.m. It's very easy for practitioners to add sessions. You simply click on the dates and automatically it schedules the morning session at home. If you click once more, you get the afternoon session at home, and if you want to put an appointment, you just click on the little clinic symbol, and you can set the appointment time. So say that one would be at 2:30, and here we go, you have a 2:30 appointment in the clinic, and then you can schedule a afternoon session twice a week, Wednesday, Fridays, for 1 month, very easily, like this. Once you're happy with the session recording, you can decide on which protocol you want to apply to these sessions you've just created. In the later version you will get the choice between theta, upper alpha, beta and sensory motor rhythms, even though right now just theta protocols is implemented for the prototype. Once you select your protocol, you can choose the number of blocks you want. Every block is from 2 to 8 minutes, which you can set, and they have to be integers. So say 5 blocks of 3 minutes, which would be 15 minutes. The beta frequency band has to be defined for these patients. Maybe you want the clinician to adjust for say age-related changes in the theta band, so that's an option to change the definition of the theta band. Then you can define the pause length in minute between 2 blocks. So in this case you'll get 5 blocks of 3 minutes, which is 15 minutes, plus an extra 5 minutes, 1 minute every block, so that's 20 minutes altogether. And just below are the reward ratio, so that's currently 60%, and you won't give a reward unless the neurofeedback is above the threshold for more than 500 milliseconds, and likewise you won't get a booster rewards unless the patient's neurofeedback is above the threshold for 5 seconds. So these are the very standard neurofeedback protocols parameters to be set. On the right hand side here, which is not implemented right now, you will be able to see which electrodes are being selected, and possibly you can also select a headset if different are available. And this is it for the definition of the theta protocol. Once you're happy with one, you can select a given metaphor. Right now there will be 2 available. Puzzle is one that's very famous, where you say a picture, number of block per pictures. We'll see that later on, and they're going to flip as a reward. And then you have the video, where the actual video a blurring effect is set according to the neurofeedback protocol. So once you're happy with that, you can update the protocol, and all your sessions are being updated with the settings you just gave. Okay, so likewise you can select the patient and decide to do a session with these patients. And remember here that when you created that patient record, you specified a neurofeedback treatment. In this case, the function to train was selected as being attention. So when you start the session in the clinic, you have the protocols that are available for training attention. In this case, that's the down theta training, but more will be available later on. Again, same screen, you can adjust the beta band definition. You can decide on a number of minutes per block, a number of blocks. You can decide on a number of pose per minute ratio, etc. and so on. You'll have the option here to define the topography and perhaps the recording system if many are available. And here you can go ahead with, say, the puzzle metaphor. So let's say we'll get like a puzzle with 9 blocks here, and you can start the session. There's the first screen that indicates how to set the EEG headset, or maybe like there'll be a little video defining how to do that properly. Then the impedance check, that's not implemented here. And then you get a calibration session that's going to allow for the extraction of calibration and baseline values, and also the signal quality indices in the first place. So you just press on start calibration. It lasts 1 minute, and you see here the data is uploading. It's a little bit slow on that video. It's just because there is a screen video recording that's running at the same time, so it's slowing down the GPU. But essentially the EEG data should flow normally here for 1 minute. So this 1 minute long EEG recording is going to be cleansed. So the artifact you can see here, for instance, is going to be like ignored, and the baseline clean EEG data is going to serve as a neurofeedback session baseline values. Okay, and once you're happy with the calibration, you can actually start the session. And this is how this looks like from the practitioner's side. So on the practitioner screens, there would be actually 2 screens. You have the reward that is set here, which you can change. You have the signal quality index that's given here in real time, and you can simply start the session by pressing this button. And you see here you have that picture with like the different blocks that are given. You have the time that flows. Here you have like the time below threshold that's given here. Okay, and you see here the threshold value is moving very slowly, and that's simply because there is a video recording going on here. Okay, so this is the screen that you're going to see if you're a patient and you're being sent back home. So you'll be provided with login and password, so you can just type your credentials here. And once you log in, the first things you see are the sessions that are scheduled for you by the practitioners during the follow-up sessions. So you can see here in black the follow-up sessions, in green the afternoon sessions on your calendar. You can scroll the month here. So on the very date, just log in and click on start new session. There will be a little bit of information on how to set up the EEG headset, but by then you will have done this many times in the clinic, so patients should be familiar with the procedure. and this is the impedance check, so just to make sure that we're actually collecting the data of good quality. Once you have this, there probably will be or might not be like calibration session depending on what we decide, and you end up on the neurofeedback screen that's looking just like this, just like the one we've seen at the practitioners before, knowing that the patient eventually will just see like this very screen here. So what you see here is the video neurofeedback that was selected by practitioner, and you see like the amount of blur and noise, white noise on the video is function of the neurofeedback value, which you can see here. So you have a little timer here on the right hand side telling how much left there is, and while the clock is ticking, you see like the real time neurofeedback value here and the video that's blurred accordingly. So at the end of the first block, you have a little break, just as defined by the practitioner while we set up the neurofeedback session. And at the end of this, you'll get like a second session that's very similar to that one. Yeah. So that's it for now, and there will be like more things coming up and implemented in the future. But at this stage, we hope that's enough for you to give some feedback.